we have the Ravens and the Titans in London. Thing I hate most about these games is I feel like I can't take anything from them. It's like you go to London, I get it. It's like how much is travel a factor? I get that you want to have games in like a different market so you can kind of cater the game to Europe, sell more merchandise, grow the brand, what have it. But just these games have been awful. I woke up at 9 a.m. to watch a field goal exposition, and then people on the West Coast are gonna wake up and watch this game and watch the Titans and Ravens exchange field goals for the entire first half. I'm like, this was bad football, and it wasn't even good football. Then you have Ryan Tannehill gets hurt in this game. The Ravens offense, like, it was still kind of clunky in this game where the Titans defense was able to hold them down a little bit, but like we had no Dell sighting in this game in the first half. We had a Derrick Henry sighting, but it was still just the Titans. Offense was sputtering along. Can't really do much so far this season. Ryan Tannehill has thrown 2 touchdowns to, I believe, 5 picks or 7 picks this year. And then Lamar Jackson had a solid game here. Nothing to write home about. I mean, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's a London game. Not a lot to take from this game. Ryan Tannehill, as much as he's hasn't performed well this year. Hate to see him go down with injury, especially at his age. And then Malik Willis stepped into the game. Looks like he's going to be the starter moving forward if he misses time. At this point, I would just see what you have with Will Levis. I mean, the Titans are in a situation where, see what you have with Will Levis. I don't have much faith in Will Levis. I don't think he's going to be exceptional. I think he's going to be somewhere in the Mac Jones kind of bubble. So I don't think he's the answer, but at least figure out like what he has, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's like a Sam Howell. Maybe he's someone that you give another opportunity to next year. But if I'm the Titans, I look deep in the mirror. I think, well, Derrick Henry, the ageless wonder. Do we trade him? Do we rebuild? Do we blow the team up? Because right now it's like I don't really know where the Titans are going at this point. They seem to be the worst team in the AFC South right now, with all these other teams outperforming expectations, especially the Colts and Texans. So if I'm them, I look deep in the mirror and I decide, well, maybe it's time that we shake things up here.
Yeah. And that was my take about the Titans before the season. I was like, if you're not looking to at least do a soft rebuild this season and get rid of Tannehill, or at least try and acquire some weapons, I get you went out there and get D-Hop. Traylon Burks was hurt. Maybe you had some hope with him. This is your last season with Derrick Henry, but there's limitations with Ryan Tannehill. He got you to a conference championship one time, but you haven't been back there since. And your defense is still a really good strong point. But what do we always say on this show? The number one killer for a great defense is a bad offense. Well, the Titans' offense has been bad. Ryan Tannehill has only thrown 2 touchdowns so far this season to about, I think he's thrown 8 interceptions with the pick in that game now. And then we just have this Titans team who's kind of in the vein of mediocrity, where the real key to your offense was the combination of AJ Brown being able to house it and just being that ultimate threat as a wide receiver, and jacked and huge. I mean, you look at the guy on screen, you're like, that looks like a tight end or a linebacker. Yeah. And then Derrick Henry in his prime being able to take over the game. But Derrick Henry just can't do it. And it's not fair to a running back in their 30s to have to put the entire team on their back every single week. And he's trying to conserve himself, so he typically doesn't get going until about week 6 to 9. Mm-hmm. And then he's going to take off running. So it's like you have to find your future without Derrick Henry. You have to find a legitimate quarterback to replace Ryan Tannehill, not named Will Levis or Malik Willis as well. And then you can definitely do a soft reboot, but you have to go into the draft, find your next AJ Brown, because Traylon Burks and DeAndre Hopkins are not the answer. And I think D-Hop would be the best 2 in football at this point, but relying on him to be your 1 when you already have a limited offense, that's not really fair to D-Hop either. So I feel like this team, it's like going into the season, I was already confused why we weren't doing a soft reboot and running it back with Tannehill. I was like, I believe we had them as 8 and 9. Some people freaked out and they're like, that's ridiculous. I'm like, no, it's not really that far off when you look at what the Texans, Colts, and Jaguars have done. And coaching, Mike Vrabel had the advantage in this division for a long time. He doesn't have it anymore because we're seeing Shane Steichen shine so far. The Colts defense has been magnificent so far this year compared to the expectations. It seems like they're actually utilizing their talent. And then D'Amico Ryans bringing over that San Francisco 49ers system on offense. And then just Doug Peterson. He's won a Super Bowl. Mike Vrabel, have you done that? No, you haven't, because you're sticking with Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback. And it's like, if you're going to be limited at your quarterback position, you're going to be limited in the places you can go in life.